welcome to episode 73 of Movies and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning sometimes.
Woo!
We made it to the end of 2010
Yeah!
as we're covering Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. It was directed by Lauren Montgomery, written by Tab Murphy. There's a lot of based on...
Is that a real name?
What, Tab Murphy?
That can't be a real name.
That's what it says, Tab
sounds
Murphy.
Sounds like an alias.
Yeah. I don't know. It says Tab Murphy. It is produced by Bruce Timm, Ellen Burnett, Bobby Page, Lauren Montgomery, Sam Register, Benjamin Meinecker, Michael Usian? Usian. We always get that name kind of mixed up. It is starring Kevin Conroy, Tim Daly, classics.
Fanboy. But it helped the performance a little bit.
Best Batman and Superman ever.
Actually, I think the best Batman is George Clooney, and the best Superman is Adam West.
Okay.
Man, that would have been a movie to watch, huh? Thank God that never happened.
It also stars Summer Glau?
Glau, yeah.
Glau. Sure. Andre Braugher? Sounds
Yes.
right. Susan Eisenberg. Julianne Grossman. Ed Eisner?
Ed Eisner? He's in there?
I'm saying.
Where you seen that at?
He played Granny Goodness.
Oh, no way. I wonder why that voice sounds semi-familiar. Okay. Huh.
Rachel Quaintance. I think that sounds right. Sally Saffioti? These names are hard this week.
That's an easy name. Come on. You got that. Sally Saffiati.
Yep. Andrea Romano, Jim Ward, David B. Mitchell, Greg Allen Williams, John Saigon, April Winchell, and Tara Strong.
Why is Tara Strong sound familiar?
She's a famous voice actress. She played Harley Quinn for a little while in the video games. She does a lot of game work from what I remember.
Yes, I see that. Mortal Kombat X, Ultimate, Marvel vs. Capcom, Final Fantasy stuff.
She was also made guest appearances on Third Rock and the Drew Carey Show and stuff like that.
Oh wow! Look at TJ teaching me some movie stuff and TV stuff.
Yeah, I'm familiar with her more from video games than anything else, though.
Yeah,
but yeah. This movie is an hour and 18 minutes long, in and out. It also made $8 million in DVD and Blu-ray sales.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But doesn't say, doesn't give, this is one of the highest, ever,
Yeah.
So it must have been, middling.
I was just gonna say mediocre.
In sales or something like that. I don't know, but I think Red Hood did 10 million, so...
Did it?
I remember last week.
It probably did. Well, yeah, so this isn't bad then, performance-wise, I guess.
Yeah, no. So, I don't know.
Speaking of box office, right?
I was about to say box office, but I was looking out. 12 million was for Red Hood.
12 million, okay. That's not bad. 4 million less isn't terrible.
Yeah, no, considering.
Yeah, considering this is a movie. So anyways, box office. At number 30, we're doing 30 to 20 because we're running out of shit, guys. We're running out of shit. So at number 30, I think I did this list already, but I don't care. Gulliver's Travels. Did we talk about that yet?
Yeah, we did talk about Gulliver's Travels.
Okay, let's go to...
But you know what? We might have done 40 to 30, though.
What was 40? 40 was to 18. We did. So yeah, okay, let's do 30 and 20 then. Okay, so... Gulliver's Travels, 29's True Grit, the Western remakes with Big Lebowski. Who plays the dude? Jeff Bridges.
So that's the Western, right?
Yes.
I never saw it, but I heard of it. But we might have talked about this too, but continue.
Day and Night, at number 28.
Never heard of that one, so...
Okay, I think that's the Johnny Depp one. It's a movie. It's not good. After that, number 27 is a movie called Grown Ups. It's the Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it, but never saw it.
It's popular. I don't get it. I don't like it, but it's popular. And number 26 is a movie called The Expendables.
Oh, well, heard of it, never saw it.
It's a movie. And number 25 is a movie called The Tourist. I think that's a Johnny Depp one. No.
Neither heard of it or saw it.
Okay, The Tourist is the Johnny Depp with Angelina Jolie. And Night and Day, I think, is... Who's the guy? Ashton Kutcher? Ashton Kutcher? And someone else? But I don't know. It's just both shitty movies. And number 24 is Sex and the City number 2.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, I know of it.
At number 23, Salt. Another Angelina Jolie movie.
Nope.
She plays a Russian spy. Kind of like Atomic Blonde. It's like that era of movies.
I saw Atomic Blonde, but never heard of Salt.
It's like Atomic Blonde?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie, right?
I like it.
Yeah. At number 22, Shutter Island.
Name sounds familiar, but
it's Leonardo DiCaprio being a detective on a insane asylum island. Insane asylum island. That's what I say.
But like the name's the only thing that's recognizable to me.
It's a good movie up until the ending. It's like one of those movie endings is like, oh, okay, gotcha. At number 21, Resident Evil Afterlife.
Oh God, how's that 21?
It's not that bad.
Those movies are terrible.
They are. The first one was okay, and then they slowly peter out.
No, they were all terrible.
Well, did you watch any of the newer stuff?
The newest? No, I didn't.
There's some on Netflix, and there's like others, and they're all bad.
I haven't seen it. Go play the games. The movies are terrible. The games are fantastic. They're silly. It's silly as hell and like really out there, but they're fun.
Oh, they're so much fun. I've played one VR recently. So much fun. Highly recommend. I like horror games in VR. It just like amplifies the experience.
That's kind of what the VR is for. So.
Well, people play VR of other stuff, which VR is fun, but
you can, but you know that's horror is where it's gonna shine.
Yes. Horror is great, guys. Horror is awesome. And at number 20, the little Fockers. It's the Meet the Parents sequel. The third one.
I actually think I saw the first one.
Yeah, the first one's pretty good.
But I definitely didn't see any past the first one.
I think there's 3 total. There's Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, and then Little Fockers. That's what it is.
No.
Yeah, you're not missing out after the first one. That's the box office for this week, guys.
I thought you were doing something called Did It Because of Mastermind.
Oh, Megamind. Shit. Did I read the wrong section?
I guess. That's what you said you were doing.
Did I not read? Oh, man, Megamind's at number 17. Hey, we're going through the 20 through 10, guys. At number 19, The Last Airbender.
Oh, no, that's
really.
How is that 19?
Yeah, I mean, that's lower than I expected, but also higher than I expected. Wow. I think we did this section before. At 18, Robin Hood.
Robin Hood?
I don't know. It's like one every 5 years. I don't know.
Honestly, when you say Robin Hood, 3 movies popped into mind.
Is it the animated one, the Kevin Costner one, and then...
Yeah, it's Robin Hood Men in Tights, that one. The Disney one, and not anything to do with Robin Hood. Oh, why am I forgetting it? Like one of the most popular cult movies ever. I can't believe I can't remember it off the top. It's got the Rodents of Unusual Size, Andre the Giant's in it.
Oh, Princess Diaries.
Yeah, not the Princess Diaries.
Wow, Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Marcus. Cut that out. Yeah, Princess Bride.
Princess Diaries.
I have always gotten those titles mixed up because it's just they're similar, man. They're similar.
Yeah, those are the 3 movies that come to mind when Robin Hood comes up.
This one stars Russell Crowe. Didn't see it. So good.
Russell Crowe. He's not Robin Hood.
He was in 2010.
That's why no one knows of that movie.
Number 17 is the Megamind. No, Megamind. I only want to talk about because it's been out since 2010, and it was popular during my generation, and I've never seen it until like recently. TJ, like this movie's kind of good actually.
I never saw it.
It's an animated movie, kids animated movie. It's a superhero one actually.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay,
it's generally a good movie. Number 16, Black Swan. I think I won the Oscar that year actually for Best Picture.
I think I've heard of the name of that one.
It stars Natalie Portman or the other one. It's one of the ones that look alike.
Is it Natalie Portman and Mia? What's her name? She also was in the '70s show with Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, Mia Kunis. Yes.
It's that movie.
Mila Kunis, yes.
All right, I know of it. Never saw it.
You know what? I genuinely go pick that for one of our things because I've been on my list for forever.
You know,
and I think you and I would probably enjoy or hate it together.
Yeah, well, that's one of the ones I've heard. Even I've heard is like really good.
Yes, it's Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's if it's even gotten to my zeitgeist, that's got to say something. You know.
You know what's great about this movie, TJ?
What's that?
It's an hour 48. That's pretty good, TJ, for a movie nowadays.
Yeah,
it's under 2 hours.
But isn't it more of a psychological
maybe
drama? I think
I know there's a lot of like mind-free shit for the actor or the character, but I don't know about for us.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a psychological drama, and I don't know if you can pull more than 2 hours out of a movie like that.
Maybe people try.
Yeah, and that's why they're terrible.
Yeah. Number 15, the Karate Kid remake.
Never saw it.
It's Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith.
If you're gonna watch a Karate Kid thing, you should watch Cobra Kai.
TJ.
What?
That show's good up until the newest season.
Look, I've never seen it, but my family loves that show.
It's good. It's just a show that's lasting forever. So I gave up on it because it's this it's rinse, wash, repeat every season. It's like I can't only take this but so much, and they're 5 seasons in. No, granted, I never saw the original show movies, so you know
I
I'm a
saw the
bad guy.
original movies. They were like, but that was because they were 80s movies.
Exactly. Again,
And they get like the first one's pretty decent, if I remember. I think the first 2 were okay, and then I think there's 4 now.
yeah, and it gets kind of
and it's kind of they kind of have the Superman problem.
Yep. And
if I remember correctly, but I don't have 100. Don't quote me on all this.
No, that's the same thing I hear though from people in general. And I feel the show it just keeps going. It's like because the way they keep teasing things in the show, like it's the next season is gonna be like a great big thing conclusion, but it's like it's old, it gets repetitive. But it's good though, but repetitive. Number 14, Tron Legacy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty movie.
I know of it, but
it's a movie. It's not great. Oh, you know this one. Number 13, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader.
Why would you assume that I know that?
It's a book series, so...
Well, you're right. I know it because...
that's it.
I actually read the first book in...
Shocker.
What was it? It wasn't my choice. I had to read it in 7th grade.
They made you guys... Isn't that like a Jesus allegory shit? Like, isn't that like... You think they want to make you read that in school?
I mean, it's still a fantasy thing, so I mean...
Well, I guess.
It's allegories or allegories. Every classic has allegories in it too.
But this one was supposed to be like a really like I know this one's controversial though. The Chronicles, isn't it? For like I don't know, maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. I just know I read The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe in 7th grade.
Oh, okay.
As it was an English assignment in 7th grade to read that book.
Fascinating. At number 12, this one won Best Picture, I believe, this year. It's called The King's Speech. It's okay.
No idea.
It's just okay. We did do this section before. At number 11, Clash of the Titans remake. It's blah.
Yeah, go watch the original.
Yeah, like I'm not even being a purist. It's just a better movie.
Yeah, watch the original. I never saw the remake, but I remember the trailers for the remake looking bad.
Yeah, it's because it's just bad CGI and it's very boring. It's like, man, this is like not interesting at all. At number 10, one of my favorite series, it's How to Train Your Dragon.
Never saw.
Oh, it's so good. So good. And that's it. At number 9, Despicable Me. Number 8, Tangle. Number 7, Iron Man 2.
I mean, we've gone through this list.
Yeah, I know. At number 6, Twilight Saga. Number 5, Shrek Forever After. Number 4, Inception. Number 3, Hey Private Deathly Hallows Part 1. Number 2, Alice in Wonderland. And number 1, Toy Story 3.
You just wanted to do the top 30 this time around?
At that point, yeah, we're almost there. It's like, shit, we already did 20 of them. So I might as well do the last 10. I wonder if you're listening to this when God damn, Marcus, why'd you do that?
I don't know why you did that.
I killed 15 minutes.
Like, we need to kill time.
No, I think I'm not going to rant a lot in this one. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Me and Marcus have a difference of opinion on this movie, so...
Shockingly. I thought you would hate this, too.
No, I don't hate this movie. I really like this movie.
Wow. I'm really surprised.
Like, this is a sequel to Public Enemies, and...
Yes, it is.
And... I was lukewarm on that movie. I was like a 5, but you were a 1, so...
It wasn't a 1. It might have been a 1. I think it was a 2.
You gave it a 1. Well, you wanted to give it a 1, and you kept going back and forth on it. You kept saying
that movie.
But, yeah, you're really hard on these movies.
I generally don't mean to be, but like, damn, man. Damn. These are not good.
Like, I was kind of on board a little bit with Public Enemies, even though I still think you were too hard, but I am in complete disagreement with you on this one.
Yeah, and you're probably going to prove me wrong on a lot, because there's a lot of things I did enjoy. I'm not saying this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
No.
It's just, man, not my cup of tea. So yeah, it's all behind the scenes.
Oh, right. We didn't do that yet, did we?
I guess we didn't, did we?
No. I was ready to jump into the other sections of this, but we didn't do the behind the scenes.
Is there behind the scenes to this?
Not really, but the reviews for it I found interesting because some people really hated this movie.
Oh, I wonder why.
And some people really loved this movie.
Weird.
But a lot of people that I've seen for it that were giving us bad reviews did not like the fact they thought it was
Oh, don't say
it. What's the word I'm looking for?
I think you're going to go with feminists, probably.
No.
Okay.
Where they brought something, they advertised something and they didn't give it to you.
Misleading.
They thought the title was misleading because this is not really a Superman Batman movie. This is a Supergirl movie.
Yes.
And people didn't like that. So
I definitely felt that, like, this isn't, granted, I'm not holding that against the movie because, like, okay, whatever, you're going this story, whatever. But I could definitely see that being, well, it's that, and I guess the Apocalypse thing. I thought more Apocalypse would be in it too, I guess.
Well, my only defense for it is this is a sequel to the Superman Batman comic books storyline, which is the same thing. The same thing happened in that one, except that one's called the Supergirl of Krypton or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know why they named it this.
Yeah, in fact, I'll give you the exact title. This is based on Superman Batman, the Supergirl of Krypton storyline.
Okay.
So, but yeah, and, you know, some people, especially in 2010, women and stuff can't have it, you know? So.
Usually I was going to sound weird how I'm going to say this. I don't agree with that, but usually I have issues with it being like, okay, the woman's a main character, so they make them fight a woman. But this made sense storyline-wise, so I was like, okay, I can put that aside. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, if there's a woman, they have to fight a woman in it.
Yeah. But this made sense because that's how these characters are. So like, okay.
Yeah, this was completely... Fine. I got none of that in this movie.
No, neither did I. But like, I was waiting for that to happen,
and never happened. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, movie, you justified why it's all this, so I'm cool with that.
All right. So before we get in, I got my little spiel because I own the Blu-ray, so I got a bunch of stuff from the Blu-ray.
Ah, jeez. Okay.
And something you didn't do that I could already tell.
What?
You didn't watch the showcase, did you?
Which one?
The Green Arrow.
You didn't tell me to.
Yes, I did. I told you last week.
Well, TJ, you think I'm going to remember something like that?
Yeah, I knew you didn't do it.
No, I didn't do it.
So, first of all, for some reason on every one of these Blu-rays, they give me 4 animated cartoons from the TV series.
Did you watch any of them?
No, I've seen them all.
You nerd.
Oh, this time I got 4 Superman animated series ones. The first 2 were the, I can't read my notes. Hold on. I got the DVD right in front of me, so I could or this Blu-ray right in front of me. I could just look from there. Little Girl Lost Pause Part 1 and 2, which was Supergirl's introduction into the Superman animated series.
Okay.
And then Apocalypse Now Part 1 and 2, which was just a Darkseid invading the world Superman story.
See, like, that's my complaint about this movie. If you don't know any of that shit or watch any of those, I assume a lot's going to be lost on you. They don't have anything to do with this at all. Really?
Yeah, no. The animated series are separated from the comic books.
I feel a lot of shit's lost in this movie and onto the audience.
All right, I'm going to get into that when we get into the movie.
Okay.
I got a lot of things. I got a lot of things that I got to talk about.
Okay.
Before we actually dive into it about the movie, but I want to get through like all my trailers and crap. So I got a bunch of trailers. I obviously got one for Under the Red Hood. Check out last week's review for that one.
Ooh. I also forget what my feelings on that movie.
You like that movie?
I know I like the ending monologue, but that like it overall?
Yeah, you gave it a 5. So
did I give it a 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not good, TJ.
Yeah. It's not a 4, so it doesn't mean you didn't like it.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah, we had problems with it, but you know.
I remember we having problems. I don't remember what the problems were, but yeah.
So I got a trailer for something called Lego Universe.
What?
Lego Universe. I don't know if it's a movie, a game. It never told me. It just showed me Legos and moving around, which could have been a game or a movie. No idea what it was.
Oh man, that's good advertisement right there.
Yeah. And then we got Crisis on 2 Earths and Public Enemies, both of which we already covered.
It's an online game.
Well, there you go.
Came out October 26, 2010. Lego Universe was a massively multiplayer online game that was available from October 2010 to January 2012. The game was developed by NetDevil and released. Okay, whatever. Yeah, pretty cool. That sounds terrible, actually. I hate that.
And the surprise trailer in this one, know how it's been that Owl movie for the last couple ones?
Yeah.
This time, Lost Boys: The Thirst.
Is that a sequel?
It's a sweet sequel to Lost Boys.
Wow.
Following, what's his name? Corey Feldman?
Which one's that? Blonde or brunette?
The blonde kid.
Okay.
The blonde sidekick kid.
Okay.
From Lost Boys.
Is this?
And they're hunting vampires.
Wait, this one, yeah, I remember this coming out. This was like recent, like, well, quote, like the past, that time period, right?
I guess, 2010.
Like he's an adult in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this coming out. Jesus. Because the other ones passed away at that time, I think.
I don't know. I just like, why is this in my Superman Batman movie?
Because it's the same company, man.
And it's not like it was buried in the special features like some of these trailers were. This one was like, you loaded up, gave me Batman Under the Red Hood and that one before the movie came on.
That's pretty funny, actually.
So it was just weird.
Are you a Lost Boys fan?
I liked the first movie. I like Kiefer Sutherland a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm a fan of all the actors in the Young Guns movies.
Young Guns. Wow.
Did you never see Young Guns?
I've seen it. I actually have the first one on as a movie for my PSP.
Yeah, the first and second Young Guns are really good movies.
Yeah.
Like, so I like Kiefer Sutherland. I like Kiefer Sutherland, Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, Lou Diamond Phillips.
Diamond Phillips. Okay, man, that's a really 80s cast right there.
Yep.
Jesus, like wow, like they do what they do now, like Law and Order, probably sometimes.
I know Charlie Sheen's been like cast out of Hollywood.
Oh yeah, because he had his low mental breakdown, didn't he?
He was really popular for a while though, doing 2.5 Men and stuff. Emilio Estevez disappeared after the Mighty Ducks. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
Kiefer Sutherland is still relevant. Maybe not nowadays, but like as early as even this time period, he was doing 24, and more recently he voiced controversially Snake in Metal Gear Solid 5? I think it's Metal Gear Solid 5.
Controversially.
Well, they fired the original voice actor, David Hayer, who has been doing Snake since forever, for no reason. They put Kiefer Sutherland in.
Was it like they canceled him kind of thing, or was it just to fire him?
No, they just did it to put Kiefer Sutherland in.
Huh.
They wanted the name recognition, so they changed the voice actor. It's like,
but did that help them at all? Like, come on.
No, that game would have sold regardless.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, why, like, who's going to be like, they got Kiefer, so I got to play the game now?
Yeah, no gamer cares. No gamer cares about Kiefer Sutherland.
That's what I'm saying. On. Like, I don't think most people in Hollywood care about him like that.
No, so that was my whole, like, that's why I say controversially. So it was bullshit, but I like Kiefer Sutherland as an actor.
It's like the Cyberpunk 2077. Like, it was Keanu Reeves really the selling point of that game? And if so, it's really weird to me. That's like, that probably sold some people. That's
different because Keanu Reeves was just a character added to the game.
I know. I'm just saying, like, what gamers cares about what actors in the damn thing?
I mean, not really, not normally, but Keanu Reeves is pretty beloved, so.
Still, TJ.
Like, even by gamers, nerd culture in general, people love Keanu Reeves. So.
I don't know. If anything, I think for me, when I see someone like an actor like Norman Reedus and what's that? Death Stranding.
That.
Like, I think actors turn me off of games. Actually, like, I don't want to see the actor in a game.
Yeah, now that one was stupid. But like, they actually modders broke the game Cyberpunk so they can have sex with Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
In it. So.
Yeah. Oh man, people weird.
Yeah, I know. But, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right.
Would that be a terrible tattoo on me, TJ?
What?
I thought about getting that tattooed on me. Is that a terrible tattoo idea?
You're asking the wrong purpose. I don't really like tattoos.
Okay, talk me out of it, because I don't want that tattooed on me, because I feel it'd be a terrible tattoo.
Then don't get it, because it's a bad idea.
It's a good idea. It is what it is. Like, someone asked me, like, hey, where'd you get that tattoo on you? I was pointing right at it. It is what it is. This guy tattooed to get a tattoo.
That's stupid.
Yeah, yep, it is what it is, TJ.
No.
Oh, man. Rolling that one in D&D. It is what it is, guys. Draw your fifth land for 5 turns straight without drawing another card for your game while playing Magic the Gathering. It is what it is. I'm not going to win today.
Bullshit.
In a non-landfall deck.
It's more like you slamming your cards down. This is bullshit.
That's it. You just secretly seethe in anger and like being super salty. Like, this is bullshit. Why am I wasting my hour of my life right now? Can I just scoop right now and just watch my friends play? I'm sorry.
Anyway, I'm moving on to...
Yeah, please.
This Blue Ways DC Showcase Green Arrow.
Green Arrow.
It was decent.
Yeah?
So, a Princess Perdia, I don't know. I think that's her name. She is coming into America for some reason, and a bunch of assassins try to kill her, and Green Arrow saves her.
Simple.
Malcolm Merlin, a Green Arrow villain, tries to kill her. He saves her from that, and then Count Vertigo shows up. You should have watched it, because you would have got to see Count Vertigo.
Who the hell's... Oh, Count Vertigo! We talked about him. Why have we talked about him before?
Last week, we talked about him.
Why? I forget.
I don't remember why. We did.
Yeah, because I remember saying that's a pretty cool character, actually, like a concept.
Yeah, so you'll discuss it next week. Okay. But you know what was odd about at the showcase.
Yeah.
I'm watching it, and I'm like, I know this story. I've seen this story, like, panel for panel. I'm like, minute for minute, I'm like, I've seen this somewhere before. What is this?
What is
it? So I'm looking it up, and apparently the Young Justice Targets comic book has made this canon and is currently playing it out in their comic books.
Really?
And I've been reading it, not knowing this about the short.
That's
so I'm
really
like,
cool.
So, like, there's a point where Green Arrow gets an arrow through his leg by Malcolm Merlin, and then the little princess has to make him a bandage. I'm like, I've seen this exactly happen somewhere. They didn't actually finish the flashback yet because it's like a part of it at the end of each comic.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm like, I've seen like the first 2/3 of this short. Wow. Huh. And then I had to look it up. So
That's
apparently this short is canon to Young Justice.
See, I do believe, even though I hated, which one did I hate? I hated the, not Jonah. I hate the Spectre.
Yeah.
I was okay with the Jonah Hex one. Like, I feel like those are still worthy to be adapted to comics and TV and movies. So I'm not surprised they put it in a comic and made it canonical. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was having real bad deja vu. I was like, it was freaking me out. I was like, wait, I know this story. Why do I know this story? I never seen this before.
Just really messing with your brain.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Now, so you know my take on the last two. Do you think I will enjoy this one when I watch it, or do you think I'll be like...
This is more of a classic superhero story.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think you'll like this one probably better than the other two.
Okay.
Because it's just Green Arrow being Green Arrow.
Oh, simple. So,
yeah, they're trying to kill the princess because her dad just died the day before, and now she's queen. And if she gets killed, her uncle Count Vertigo becomes king. Why are you silent?
Because you saying that did jog. Didn't we recover something like that? I didn't read the thing or the thing you're reading. Someone dad dies, she's queen. That's a plot in one of the movies we watched in this play or in this list, isn't it? This sounds really familiar. Maybe
Willow?
Not those. No. I mean, like a comic book movie. It wasn't Fantastic Four?
Not that I know of.
So you're saying in Young Justice, not the was it in the show or just the?
Well,
comic?
Queen Perdia or whatever is in the show, and she's like Beast Boy's girlfriend at one point. So I think that's a plot line throughout that. You know,
okay.
So you might have seen it from there.
Possibly, but that does sound like a plot line I've heard. Okay.
I mean, I'm looking through. Under the Red Hood, obviously not. Crisis of 2 Earth was no. Green Lantern, no. Public Enemies, no. Wonder Woman, no. Gotham Knight, no. New Frontier, no. Doomsday, no. These are just the animated movies, but no, not that I could see. And it would be in the animated movies.
Yeah, that really jogged my memory. I feel like I've read that, or not read it, but I've seen it in some other movie or something. But not a big deal. That just really sounded familiar.
Yeah, no. It's a classic superhero plot.
Yeah.
So I think you'll like it. It's not mind-blowing or anything, but if you like Green Arrow and you like superhero stories, yeah.
As long as it's delivered well, I'm happy. That's all I care about.
That's fine. Oh, I guess I think it's about an 8 for what it is.
Oh, wow. So you gave Spectre like a 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is an 8. What you gave Jonah Hex a low one? 5, 6?
And I gave it an 8.
Yeah, so you like these ones.
Yeah, I like the fact that there's just 10 minutes, they're in and out, they tell what they need to tell, they spotlight the character, and they want you to go to read more comics. That's what they're there for. They do what they're there to do.
That's fair.
And that's why I really like them. It's not like they're saying, hey, look at this. It's coming up. This is going to be the next big superhero. No, we're just spotlighting a character for you to get into.
Yeah, I guess.
That's why I like them.
I respect that. Anything
All
else?
right. Nope. That's it.
Okay.
Ready to dive into this movie?
Not really.
All right. So, a few things before I start. 1, this may be the most comics accurate movie I've ever seen.
Oh, God.
Like, almost scene for scene from the comics. And in fact, the things that they added only kind of extend things that they kind of brushed over in the comics. So they actually added to the story in some things. There's only like 1 or 2 major changes they did throughout, and it makes sense in the context of this movie.
But overall, it's like panel per panel, like just
almost. Yeah, like I said, the things they changed were changed for the movie, and it was for the movie thing.
Oh man, I kind of don't like that then.
So, and 2, the story is a little, I felt like rushed in the comics because I think it's only like 6 issues or something like that. And they got kind of yada over in the comics some of the things that happen.
Well, it's my issue with the movie because it'll say, Like, we've been here for X amount of months, or it's been years or something. Like, wow.
Well,
Doesn't feel like it, guys.
I'll tell you why that feels like that in this. Because, they meet Kara, spoilers, at the end of the first comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the start of the second comic book, it's been weeks. Each of those time jumps are supposed to be the end of a comic.
Okay.
So, there's supposed to be two continues. There's a bunch of time jumps in the comics that are easily rectified from this. The movie is adapted in the comic, but since the comic ended on cliffhangers that the time jumps, I think it needed title cards or something.
Yes. Simple fix, yeah. Blank time later. That's it. Yeah. That's all I need. I don't need the character to say expeditionally, it's been 2 weeks. Right. What? Don't tell me this.
Right. And
Jesus.
I think, you know why I think they
give me a damn crossfade here and there, guys.
I think the reason why they shied away from that is because the comic is very narrative heavy. Like, Batman and Superman are constantly talking as narrators in it.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted to get away from that. So because they're just showing you a lot of the stuff that happens in the comics and not telling you anything.
Yeah, but I think it's just bad.
I know, and I agree with you. It definitely could have been like, okay, why didn't you just say 2-3 months later here or something like that? Like
every other piece of media does in these movies.
Well, actually, not at this point.
I've seen it so many times in these animated movies. I've seen it so many times in just live action. Oh, I guess more recently, but it's just not bottom left corner. 2 weeks later,
it hasn't happened. We've had this conversation or this problem with a lot of the animated movies that we've seen so far. So I don't think it's really commonplace until later.
Well, it's distracting. It's just distracting.
It is distracting, and it's
especially because there's not enough time. Yeah. It's like it's not a big time jump to make them age. Like, oh, they have gray hair now. Like, no, it's like, how does she it's just that's all.
Believe me. And the time jumps and some of the things they just gloss over, it's right from the comic books. So, but overall, the comic books actually made me want to read more of the series Batman Superman or Superman Batman.
That's good.
So I really like the comic book, and this movie just really increased my liking of it.
We will hope you can sway me that way, TJ.
So there's that caveat. Number 2, and this is a purely me thing, 100% me, and I'm gonna admit it here. They call her Kara throughout the whole movie. Her name is fucking Kara. Drove me nuts the entire movie. Her name is Kara. It's a short A, not a long A.
Well, I'm glad you can admit that up front that you had issues with that.
Yeah, no, that was a big one for me. Every time I said her name, I'm like, God, that's not her name. That's kinda not her name.
Like Aang and Ong and Last Airbender.
Her name is Kara. Get the freaking character's name right. All right, and 3, I'm a little biased.
Oh God,
because everyone knows that I like Batman, but in reality, Batman's like my number 4 hero.
Who's your first one then?
Dick Grayson, Robin.
Okay,
but my 2 and 3 are Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, and Kara Zor-El, Supergirl.
Of course.
So
you were just fanboying this whole movie then.
So I really like this. And another interesting thing about this storyline is in the comics, this was the raid debut of Supergirl, the actual Kara Zor-El Supergirl, since 1984, and the comic came out in 2004-5. This is her big comeback story.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it's got a soft spot for. I have a soft spot for it.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just during the review. I'm going to just chill this movie. I'm sorry, TJ.
It's fine. And I'm going to defend it.
Please do.
But those were my caveats going in.
Especially, as a person who's never read the comics and just going in not knowing that, it's like, I just hold that against the movie. I feel there's just that's mostly the time jump thing. That's such an easy damn fix.
The time jump thing I agree with, but you don't really need to know that this was her raid debut. This is an animated movie.
Yeah, no.
It has nothing to do with the continuity of it.
No. I have no issues. I'm just focused on time jump. The rest of the stuff I don't care about.
This is definitely an origin story for Supergirl, though.
Yes, and I think also they should have advertised that as well. I don't care. I like that it was her story. I genuinely didn't care.
I liked it too, but I think it was a marketing decision. If they took this is a Supergirl story, we're not going to sell any copies of this.
Kind of.
But it's not wrong either.
Definitely not wrong, but still, at least have her properly on the DVD cover.
I mean...
Don't have the evil version of her on the DVD cover. Have, okay, guys. I don't know.
Well...
But it was a pleasant surprise seeing her on the screen. It's oh, they're going this way. Okay. But,
Yeah, they, on the Blu-ray, it has the Batman Superman, and then it has Apocalypse and the evil Supergirl.
Yeah, and if you don't know who that character is, who is that blonde girl of black mascara? We're going to find out.
Yeah. All right, let me hit play on this. Ready to dive into it properly?
Hold on, let me put my notes. Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, this movie is rated PG-13.
Yes, it is. Yes, and it's a hard PG-13 too.
And I was about to say, it's an appropriate PG-13. This isn't a darker story that needed to be a mature like the last one or anything. It was fine.
I was surprised. There's a lot of blood in this movie.
Well, you can't go to Apocalypse and not have death and stuff like that.
But like there was blood in the death though.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
There's literally a person. There's a person laying in a puddle of blood. Like, oh my god! What?
And she was killed in the comics, and I don't think it was as graphic as it was in that movie.
I was like, that's awesome.
Anyway, so we open up in Gotham with
heavy exposition.
It's interesting because it's not as long in the comics as it was here, but I think it was needed here only because this is still showing that it's a sequel to the last movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I had no problems with it. Like, okay, catch us up. Perfect.
Yeah, and it was catching us up as a radio news credit. It's showing us how dirty Gotham is, essentially.
Yeah.
But this is one of the changes they made from the comics is right here at early is because of the narration throughout the comic book. They have Superman and Batman right from the beginning, and Superman is off in isolation at the time because a kryptonite meteor has hit the Earth and kryptonite's fallen. So they're like, it's kryptonite. So he's been hiding, and so we know, and Batman's in constant communications with Superman, talking to him during this whole opening in the comics. That's the only real difference.
Okay.
Which makes more sense in the comics instead of Superman just showing up out of nowhere later.
Yeah, but I didn't mind that.
Yeah, I know, but that's Superman. He's like everywhere. He knows when
exactly.
Things
in my head, I said, "Oh, he's got super hearing. He heard the thing happen."
Yeah. So, I said, that was just a minor change, but I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah.
So, as the radio's talking, he talks about, the first movie and the impeachment of Lex Luthor, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? And then a meteor crashes into Gotham Harbor. I think it's Gotham Harbor. I don't remember what it's actually called. Anyway, and Batman's underneath with his Bat submarine?
Listen, I'm going to say it right now. I've said it before. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say it again. I hate Batman. I hate him, TJ. I hate him. This, for some reason, seeing him doing this swimming around bullshit, like, really just irked the shit out of me.
Why?
It's like, this billionaire, just like, fix your city, man. Fix your city. Stop them. It's just because I see it as like the money as like this is like ludicrous amount of money you just put into this shit, and just put the money towards the city. I was thinking to myself while watching this, like, I would rather watch a 3-hour movie of him being a billionaire, doing billionaire things, and like properly allocating the money, swaying votes of his money, getting people in power who will actually help the city out instead of doing this Batman bullshit. Because it's just like he spent so much money, TJ, on this kind of shit. It's just I'm tired of seeing it. The scuba suit, the Batman super like it's like I hate it.
I think you need to detach yourself a little bit from reality.
No, because this man's like because his whole thing is to be like to help out, right? Like, and they make the city better and clean it up. Then clean the city up. Like, buy the votes, be corrupt in a good way. Like, God, there's just...
He does do all that, though. They just don't.
I want to see it. I don't want to see the Batmobile shit.
There are so many hospitals and children's orphanages and stuff.
Show me him helping.
So he does do all that. It's just like... No one wants to see that, Mark.
I want to see it.
I'm sorry.
I genuinely want to see it because I
understand you do.
I'm so sick of seeing this.
I'm sorry.
Stuff.
People going into a Batman Superman movie don't want to see him being a philanthropist. It's just not a thing.
It's so gross. Like the amount of money for all his toys and gadgets. It's like I want to vomit. Like if you have this money to like take that and build another school. Build a hospital.
He does.
But show me.
Show
me.
He's not
again. Buy the votes. Buy the billionaires.
He's not allowed to spend his money on his hobbies. Is that what you're saying?
Not a hobby to destroy the city and shit like this.
That's like saying every rich person has to be a philanthropist and never spend anything on themselves. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying if you're a philanthropist, if you're doing this, if you're going to like build these jets and shit that's going to fly around the city and help do collateral damage, and then you got to put money into fixing that collateral damage you caused, stop. Just stop it. You send people to the Arkham Asylum, does he not, right?
Yes.
Why is Arkham Asylum such a fucking shithole? Money, go sell a Batmobile, and fix up Arkham Asylum, put proper people in care of that place,
Because
it just drives me insane, TJ.
Because if it wasn't, we wouldn't get any Batman stories.
Exactly.
Two,
he sucks.
The point of everything is Gotham is corrupt, and he's
buy them out. He's Bruce Wayne. He literally can buy votes, TJ.
You can buy votes. It doesn't necessarily can win. So can the opposition. They can buy votes too.
He's got more money.
Not if all the billionaires come together and combine there. He's one for land purchase. If they don't want him to do it, yes, they will. Have you seen how the world works?
Yes, I've seen how the world works.
Of course, that's what they do.
This man can buy everything. This man he's the smartest man. Pit that time and brain from being a detective to being a corrupt, good businessman.
I think he's number 2. Actually.
What?
I think he's the second smartest man.
Who's the first smartest man? Is it Lex?
I think it might be Lex.
That's fine. I would rather watch those two butt it out politically any goddamn day of the week than see this Batman shit anymore.
That is you.
It's just
you are in the minority. That's not what a Batman story is. And if you're holding that against this movie, you're already tacking on this in the wrong mindset.
Trust me, I know. Because I came into the movie like, okay, I should like this. Why not? If I see him doing his scuba diving bullshit, like, man, this guy on so many. Why are you up in the middle of the night scuba diving? Like, why? Like, I know the meteor crash. But like, why make it your problem?
Because it's kryptonite, and it's gonna hurt his friend Superman.
Okay, Superman, don't go to this area for a little bit. There's kryptonite thing crash there,
and he's not supposed to get. What happens if it poisoned the Gotham Harbor?
Oh, like the boat he just had that didn't explode soon, didn't poison it enough. This guy sucks.
He didn't make that thing explode. He didn't know what to expect coming in here.
Yeah, but why is it not secure? Like, why did some random person be able to drive it?
What?
He sucks. Like he left it.
He didn't.
And then some random asshole gets in it and drives it and crashes it. He didn't expect
someone to steal it in the middle of the harbor.
He's Batman. He should know better. Like, this guy just sucks on so many levels. I hate him. I hate Batman. I hate him.
I just want to point out, I'm looking at scuba gear right now. Scuba gear, like the most expensive one I'm seeing, is $1,000.
Yeah, but it's not Batman scuba gear.
What? He has a breather on and scuba flippers.
Okay, what was dumbass Batmobile thing he had made?
Batmobile, what?
The Batmo scuba bullshit. The water boat thing he has.
Maybe it's just a reskinned jet ski.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know.
It's just everything about it. I just hate. Just how about you make a jet ski for orphans, man? I don't know.
How do you know he didn't?
Because they don't show us.
Because they didn't show you. Because it's not important.
It's important to me. If you want me to make this character like him, he just sucks, TJ. He sucks. God damn it, he sucks. Okay, that's my first gripe. Okay,
you're wrong.
I know I'm wrong. I'm just like, how many bat toys and gadgets? Like, how much? And then, like, the technology and the mind power that he put into that shit. Granted, he probably hired scientists that he paid them, made them have livings, but like, bro, fix the community, man.
He's also a mentally unstable psychopath.
Exactly. This is why I don't like him. Get some therapy. How about you spend some time in Arkham Asylum and say, like, oh man, this place isn't good. We need some cleaning facilities. We need to make this place brighter and not so dim. Why are there armed guards? Why are there armed guards in a Arkham Asylum?
He has no control. There is armed guards in Arkham.
But I say, why is that? This is an insane asylum. How about you just make people like, feel like people and not prisoners?
People like Joker keep killing all the freaking guards.
Okay, kill the Joker then, right? Or put him in a proper.
Did you not see the last movie?
I know. That's why I said it. Or how about you just put him in a damn proper prison? And I mean like a full lockdown.
That's not how it works. If you're insane, you go to an insane asylum.
Yeah, if you're insane, killing thousands of people, still go to it. Nah, bullshit. Go yourself. That's why this movie sucks. This is why I don't like Batman.
I will say it probably depends on what state you're in.
Yeah. It's just like, god damn it.
And if we go by kind of like where Gotham's supposed to be, it's either in New Jersey or Illinois. So it's probably if it's based in New Jersey, I don't think there is a death penalty in Jersey.
I don't think so.
So I'm just saying, one, you're bringing too much realism into a comic book.
I know.
Story.
Trust me, I know. It's just when I saw him do the scuba thing, like my stomach got really upset. Like, so I just like everything about Batman. I hate him. I hate the guy so much, DJ.
That's all. Being unreasonably biased against Batman.
I just like, god damn it, I do not like the guy. Like, if he was truly real, I think if his fan base would be so split on liking him or hating him.
Probably.
I think majority would hate him too. It'd be like a lot will like him, but at a certain point, majority would hate him, and I don't think he would ever get that favor back.
That's what the Dark Knight says.
I know, but it's just like this guy. bringing kids into your profession and making them endangered all. Like he's just like, what is this guy sucks?
Yeah, but
Just
at the same time,
sucks.
yeah, he's doing that, but he's also adopting orphans.
Yeah, like, okay, orphan. He's just making a little militia of people, like, do what I'm doing, and
he doesn't say crime. You have to fight crime. He never says, you have to fight crime now. A lot of the times, they discover it, and they were already out doing it.
That's true, but then he's also, like, cherry-picking them to do, like, he gravitates to a certain kind, I guess. Like, I don't know the right word, like, terminology to use for that.
But what's he supposed to go adopt every orphan?
No, I'm saying don't adopt any of them at all. If you run the risk and gambit of them coming into your family.
This is a deeply disturbed person who is in desperate need of family. So, of course, if he finds some family, he's going to find some family.
But just find family. You guys all go to therapy. Proper therapy to not destroy the city.
Look, I'm not going to disagree that they all have problems. And they mentioned that a lot in the comics. I know. They all have problems. They have their own little interventions and stuff all the time.
But, like, if you just can't mention a thing and then, like, gloss over for the rest of, like, my life.
Here's the problem. You're talking about continuity and comic problems.
Yes.
This is an hour and 20-minute movie.
I know.
What do you want them to do?
Trust me, I know.
They're adapting the story that they took from the comic.
I know. It's just like, I hate this guy, TJ. You really hate Batman. Like, just see therapy. Coming from the guy that defends Jeff Bezos. This is nuts. I thought about that like a minute into our this little dispute. Like, wow, the tables have turned for both of us.
After that conversation, wow. At least I'm defending a fictional billionaire.
Yeah, I guess it's just like, I don't know, man. It's just because it's like, why do you have a bat boat doing Batman bulls? Like, bro,
because he was created in the 40s.
Stupid. Just call the Coast Guard.
I'm sorry.
Pay them well.
30s.
Was it 30s? Yeah. It's just like, oh man, you suck. Not TJ, Batman. You suck, Batman.
No, he doesn't.
Yes.
Batman is awesome.
That's my rant for Batman.
You leave Batman alone. Anyway, an hour into the podcast, we're 5 minutes into the review.
And I told you this first act, like, there's at a certain point where I'm cooled down on liking it.
I thought you had a legitimate criticism.
I won't have more. This isn't the only one. I have a lot more.
But this criticism is not legitimate. It's actually kind of ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous. This guy sucks.
It's ridiculous.
I generally don't see how he's like at this point in my life. I don't see how he's likable anymore. He's just not a good dude. Just sucks. But
okay,
I mean, calm down, Marcus. Calm down. It's not a big deal. He's fake.
Whatever. You can think whatever you want. It's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, even though it's wrong.
Yes. And I know I'm the minority. Obviously, Batman's popular for a reason. I get I'm the one guy who's
not only is he popular, he's been popular for 70 years.
Yes. Maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't like him.
Okay. Can I move on now?
Oh, of course.
Okay. So Batman scuba diving.
Oh my god, we didn't even reveal who came out of. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
We didn't. And he's inspecting the meteor, and it turns out to be a ship. On the surface, some mysterious, it's a female character, you can obviously tell, naked female character, gets in his boat, accidentally hits the throttle with her foot, and then the boat goes on its own. Batman fires his grappling hook into it, crashes in the deck, he gets out of the water, and then we cut to the credits. The credits are kind of bland, not gonna lie.
Yeah, they're the same credits as the first Superman Batman, same style.
Yeah, it's just boring. But then we open up with kind of an almost Terminator scene. With spoilers, the naked woman is Kara. And she's not naked because of this movie. This was in the comic too, for some reason. So.
Well, because that's how Superman arrived too. He was naked when he was a baby. This fair. There's reasons why.
Yeah, and so we got a bit of a turnaround scene, and she approaches two guys. We also got This is almost the exact scene out of the Supergirl movie, if you remember.
I wanted to say that, yeah. She's attacked by a rapist, of course.
I mean, it's implied, but it's toned down.
This movie or the...
No, in the movie. No, in this movie, not the Supergirl.
No.
Not that movie. That movie was not implied at all. That was direct.
No, I think it's. I mean, I don't think they don't say they're gonna rape her, but the main guy's like, "Hey, what's up, baby? You lost in this part." Like, guy, like, don't be a douchebag.
But I mean, it's still a trope in this time period. I think the trope's kind of going away now.
Thank Christ, because the second guy in the three is like, "Hey, you don't have to hurt him. He's just a dick sometimes. He was just gonna rape the lady. Like, why don't support this monster? You're terrible too."
Again, it's implied. We don't know what he was gonna do.
TJ, come on.
I'm just saying.
He was coming up to her all aggressively, had his hands all out. Like, you guys are both monsters.
I'm just saying it's implied. You can't judge people based on their thoughts, though, until he does something.
Then, like, black guy's like, "Oh, Jesus, missus." Like, oh, God, this racist stereotype is terrible, too.
Did he say Mrs.?
No, but he was acting like Samboy? Is that the race with one?
Samboy? I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's Samboy. It's like the racial character of the black guy who's like, pleases the master, Mrs. shucking and jiving. Oh, hope do do. That kind of. He was acting like that. It's like, God damn guy. To his benefit, he sounded like it. Like the way he was sounding, like he sounded like a stereotypical, like how a white person would like mimic a black person.
Is that what it was? I didn't get that at all.
Oh, that's what I got. It's like,
no, I'm going to defer to you on this, but. Like, I just took it he was scared. He was like, I want nothing to do with this.
Yeah,
this was all them. Go, here, take my coat. This was all them. I had nothing to do with it, and he runs away. That's what I got.
Yeah, but when you hear him say it, it's like, man, this sounds like I was just like...
Granted, I was kind of taking notes when I was doing this, so I...
He sounded like the slave on the plantation, like, I wasn't a part of this rebellion, massa. Don't hurt me. That's what he sounded like. That's all I'm saying. But he did give a good gesture and threw her the jacket. I give him that.
Okay, I'll take your word for it, because I didn't catch that.
Maybe it's just me and just being angry at the movie from the first 5 minutes.
It's possible, but like it's also possible that you're correct on it because I didn't. I'm just saying I didn't get it.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
All right, so she's got her coat now, and then she starts running. She's running through Gotham. Like a car crashes into her, and
the cops are after
her. She doesn't have control over her powers because she doesn't know she has powers. I don't think at this point.
Which I thought was a nice touch.
Yeah, because she just literally arrived.
Yeah.
So they don't explain that, do they? Why she arrived so late?
No, they don't.
Huh?
Does it bother you? They would explain it in the
No, they didn't explain it in the comic either. I wonder why they didn't. Maybe they're gonna, because I know they did after this comic book. They started up her own series. Maybe they explained it there.
Yeah, because when you think about it, the planet exploded one time. She should be there at the same time Clark was.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes she gets knocked off course in some continuity. She gets knocked off course and is drifting a lot longer.
But how'd she get back on course though? Like I feel once you're off course in space, you're off course for a long time.
Yeah, but from what I understand, the spaceships are autopiloted essentially, and so if they're off course, eventually you'll correct course. It just took a lot longer to get there and go travel through space.
That would make sense, I guess.
And there's other continuities where her ship actually got caught into the Phantom Zone.
Really?
And then she ended up coming out. I forget. And something happened with the Phantom Zone, and her ship got jogged loose, and that's how she crashed the Earth.
Maybe it's the time he broke out of it or broke it.
Yeah, there's a different continuities, and I just realized that it explained it in either story here. So it was just a little one of the many things that yada yada in both the comic and the thing here. Okay, so yeah, but she doesn't know her powers and stuff, and Batman, it's like. He goes after the guys. I mean, he comes upon the guy and she beats up, and he's like, "Oh, did I say she beat them up? No,
because I was so angry. I did my little rant. I'm sorry."
Yeah, she beats up the two guys. Well, she beats the one guy who is aggressive, and then
self-defense.
Yeah, and then she gets the jacket, and then she runs. But Batman shows up and says, "What happened?" And I guess they tell him.
Yeah, they probably glossed over the literal their side of the rapiness.
Yeah, probably. Or Batman just beat them up and afterwards or something. Who knows? It's Batman.
It's exactly furthering my point why he sucks.
I mean,
hurting him. I can't say that. Can I? I don't know how I feel about that.
All right, let's move on so you don't have to deal with your existential crisis.
Yeah. Like rapists, obviously, but you don't hurt them? You should? I don't know.
Anyway, moving on. So, yeah, the cops are chasing Kara around, and she jumps, and she starts floating because she doesn't know how to fly, and she's like almost an anti-gravity and stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And she's like climbs up the building, and when she gets to the roof, Batman's standing there.
Oh, you glossed over something real quick.
What did I gloss over?
These cops suck. Huh. They are terrible people. They are shooting at her, TJ.
So this is why I glossed over it. On my other podcast, Comics Enough, we cover Batman comics we're covering them from the beginning, and you would not believe how incompetent Gotham PD is.
No, I understand that.
So I've always been under the impression that Gotham PD is just incompetent morons.
There's no way there's a cop. They're shooting. Okay, clearly she seems lost, and then she's floating. So, like, she doesn't seem like she's a harm. Okay. So you go shoot at her in the direction of an apartment building with all these windows. TJ.
Marcus, in one comic, you know who Hugo Strange is?
Yes, I do.
Well, he created a fog machine, and because the fog was impeding the cops' vision, they cannot stop any crimes.
Stop it.
Literally. The bad guys rob a bank, they get in their car and drive away, the cop says, oh, we can't find them.
Well, to be fair, there was like a whole militia of cops who didn't go into a school and shoot or stop one shooter. So, you know, cops kind of suck sometimes.
Well, that's true.
Just saying.
But like, this is a common trend in Gotham. Like when they're chasing by like boat and they have their giant thing, all the bad guys got to do is shoot out at the giant light bulb, and by the time they change it, they're gone. They suck. That's why I'm like the cops. I assume everyone thought Gotham PDs are incompetent morons.
They're shooting at an apartment building, TJ.
I know.
Like,
They're
you know how many stray bullets? You know how much paperwork it is to cover for one bullet out of your chamber?
Also, I will point out, in most continuities, a lot of the Gotham PD is corrupt.
Oh my god, okay.
So they don't give a crap.
But they don't explain any of that in this movie. They're just shooting wildly at this lady floating.
I understand that, but if you know anything about Batman lore, you know Gotham PD is crap and they're corrupt. And I mean, just look at this.
See, TJ, that goes into my argument of why Batman should be doing something prop.
And he is with Gordon.
Damn
and they're trying, and that's why over continuity, him and Gordon work. That's why they work with Harvey Dent, and when he's the district attorney to try to root out. That's why the early first Batman comics, the year one stuff, is him fighting against mafia guys for a lot of it.
I refuse to believe he's this bad at this. I refuse to believe that this smartest mastermind detective guy, the most billionaire motherfucker there is, I refuse to believe he cannot handle this and just do things
There are good billionaires in the world. Do you see them handling all the problems in our world? No, it's not because one person can't do it.
I know, but god damn it, TJ.
One person can't do it. There's just...
But they're not also buying these things to fight crimes. Like, they're not...
I know, but he's doing it differently. He's being a vigilante.
Oh, but it's working so well. Working so well. Like, come on.
Gotham is a better place than it was when he wasn't there.
God, this sounds terrible to live at still. Like, just...
Well, that's kind of the Gotham lore. You don't want to live in Gotham.
That's not cool, man. Like, it's not good.
And they know that.
Shit. Maybe if you were to string up a few... That's extreme. I'm not saying that. That could have gone real dark. But yeah, don't like them. Don't like them.
You don't have to like them. You're just wrong. That's fine.
But yeah, cops are shooting at her because they're bad cops.
Yeah.
They're bad at the job.
Just think about it, though. They start shooting her for what?
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to get... she's not even doing anything dangerous.
They don't even give... Well,
she did attack one of the cop cars by accident. Her laser eyes.
With her laser eyes. That's true.
We did gloss over that, I guess.
Yeah, we did forget about that.
Okay, yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, everything I say.
Anyway, so she closes the route, and Batman's, of course, waiting for her because he's Batman. And...
Because, what are the odds, DJ?
It's not like she's being stealthy here.
If of all the rooftops, how do you get there so quick? Whatever, Marcus.
That's what he does.
We're an hour into this, Marcus. Calm down.
Anyway, so, she gets away by blowing up a blimp, essentially, but not on purpose. She kind of goes through a blimp because she can't control her flying.
And I generally do like that. I love that a lot.
And then Batman's like, oh, crap. And then Superman shows up and stops the blimp.
How's he stop it, TJ?
He flies in and grabs it.
And where's he put it?
In the Gotham Harbor.
Yeah, man, these guys suck.
Where else was he gonna put it? It's on fire.
No, not into the water, like where my drinking supply and shit comes through. Like,
to be fair, though,
he could blow it because he would fire's gone.
To be fair, though, as you say that, when that scene happened, I was like, where is he gonna put that? Is he gonna put it in space?
No, I thought it's is he gonna put it in space and extinguish the flames that way?
No, where he was going to put in the Gotham Harbor. But to be fair, it's probably Gotham Harbor is probably disgusting.
Again,
Have you ever seen a harbor?
Why can't Superman just walk around clean it with a super speed?
Oh, so now
why can't Batman just put money towards that? Like,
maybe he did. Maybe he did put money towards it.
Maybe he did it because he sucks. He's like, I could either clean the waterway or put another boat in the waterway. That's my boat. Like, you suck, Batman.
Just saying. You are being ridiculous.
It's like, I feel like most of these problems, every problem is solved by money, and Batman's got all the money. So
no, there's not, because there's so much red tape behind a lot of this.
I know, but he can buy his way through so much shit.
But he can't buy his way through everything.
I think he can. No,
he can't.
I feel he can. That's why the last Batman ran, I think. That'll be my last one.
About his billions of dollars?
He makes a jab at Vakara destroying a $5,000. Like, bro, you can afford these computers. Why are you upset she destroyed one?
$50,000.
Oh, $50,000 computer.
Maybe he's not. Something else. Maybe he's not as rich as you think he is.
Oh my God, probably like a Trump or something like that, just like floating money or something.
Actually, right now in continuity, he's not even rich anymore.
Why?
Because the Joker attacked the city and figured out his identity and actually took over Gotham to the point where he got access to Bruce Wayne's millions and billions and stole it.
Good.
But instead of giving it back, Bruce gave Lucius Fox a choice. Either you can give it back to me or you can keep it in the trust for yourself, essentially. So Lucius has all of Bruce's billions right now.
Good. Hopefully he does something with it. Of course not.
It's a long story. I don't want to get into
Batman. We don't have time for this. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you keep distracting me. But he's not rich really anymore. I mean, he's still got like upper middle class money, but he's not like ridiculous rich.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
So yeah, the blimp blows up. And Kara seems like gets away and she's like crying in like an abandoned warehouse, like completely. Oh, I forgot to mention she speaks Kryptonian, so yes. She doesn't even know the language. So she's and the rapist thing. Are you speaking Swedish? That's right from the comic too. But yeah, so she's there, and then Batman shows up and says, "I hate to do this to you," and he pulls out a giant chunk of kryptonite and
he didn't say, "I hate to do this to you."
What did he say?
He said, hold on, listen, I'm right at that part right now.
I thought I was more sympathetic.
No, he said, I don't know who you are, but you had enough fun for tonight.
Oh,
and then pulls out the kryptonite to roofie her to sleep, essentially.
I don't know if he roofied her to put her to sleep.
It's not roofing, but like he's like, I don't like this either. It's like, she's obviously in distress. Like, you don't have to put that in her face first. Like, sit down next to her and talk to her. So
but
like,
at the same time,
okay, we're sorry. What's going on?
No, but at the same time, he is Batman, a paranoid maniac. And it's not like he hasn't been like tricked by aliens and stuff like that. He has every right to be suspicious here.
He does. I mean, they keep mentioning throughout the movie he's this paranoid,
right?
Too,
and like this first one, I excuse. It's the later one I have a little bit of issue with.
The later one?
Yeah, when they kidnap her.
Oh, yeah. Do you?
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Oh, okay. But yeah, this one's just like, man, really? But I get it. But like, okay. But yeah, sorry.
So, Batman takes her back to the Batcave and he's like examining her DNA and stuff, trying to figure out who he is. And then she wakes up pissed, obviously, breaks out of everything. He
says a dumb line. He says she's no signs of humanism or a humanoid or a Homo sapien. He's something that's not us. And it's like, clearly, you just use kryptonite to knock her out. Like, clearly it's just Kryptonian.
Yeah, but I think that was just dialogue for the stupid people who don't read comics.
It was stupid. Like, clearly, all signs point to kryptonite and Krypton. Damn it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean examining her isn't, like, maybe she's something else.
A clone or a hybrid or some shit.
I'm going to point out that the Supergirl in the comics at this point, before this one, was a shape-shifting blob creature. So
that's awesome.
So who knows what this could have been? You know, what this thing from outer space could have been. That's all I'm saying.
I know, but that just irked me.
Anyway, Kara wakes up and she's freaking out, and then Superman grabs her foot and starts talking to her in Kryptonian, and he introduces Batman to his cousin, Kara Zor-El.
Oh, awesome!
And then we cut to a week later.
2 weeks, I think I said. 2
weeks later. It's all right. In the comics, it's about months.
Makes more sense.
It ended with the comic with Superman introducing Kara to Batman, that first comic.
Okay.
And then the second one opens in the fortress months later.
Nice.
So, yeah, in the fortress, we get some exposition about, how Kara is learned many languages over the last months and stuff. And Superman's been getting a little too trusting too quickly, essentially. Batman's whole problem is here, which he's not wrong, but at the same time, he's a little too much. You know what I mean?
Because I think, maybe because we all know who she is, but like,
right.
I truly believe that's fair for a Superman to be like, yeah, someone from my planet. Of course, I'm going to bond with them.
They both have valid points, but they're both kind of over the top in their aggressiveness.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, Clark wants this so badly that he's overcompensating.
Yeah.
And Batman's just like, this is too convenient. And I think that's the point, because they want us to think she isn't Supergirl, because if you remember, like I told you at the beginning, in the comics, this is her reappearance. This is from like the original one. So it's been decades.
But I think I would have fallen for that if there weren't time jumps. I think I would have fallen for it if it was more time to breathe and like lay suspicion down. There was no suspicion ever on me not trusting her to be her.
Yeah, but you also knew it was her.
Even if it wasn't, like, even they just, like, they lied to me. I didn't know going in if she was going to be in this.
Right.
But the second she was in it, like, okay, it's her, sure. If they would have had, like, a 180, like, oh, it's Clay person or some shit, I'm like, damn, wow. But it's just, I don't know.
It's not that big of a deal, honestly.
It's not. It's just, I think they could have done it better by just giving longer. That's all.
Yeah,
if they just fleshed out a little bit more.
I actually think this movie is hurt by the fact that it is a movie.
Yeah.
It probably would have worked better as TV episodes and with the cliffhangers at the end of the thing. But, it's a good storyline to adapt, so they wanted to adapt it. And they apparently only allowed to get an hour and 20 minutes out of these animated movies.
Yeah, because the last one suffered from the same thing, in my opinion. It's just not adaptable enough for an hour 20.
I actually think they adapted this one pretty well, because I felt the comic book was a little too rushed, because they got everything in there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I guess from your viewpoint, yeah. Like, I can't argue that, so yeah. It's just from this, I just need a little bit more.
So, we're at the fortress, and then there's banging at the door, and then Kara breaks in, and she's being chased by Crypto, the dog.
Boo. Boo.
So,
Boo.
Crypto does not like her. And I thought this was weird, but apparently in the comic, Crypto doesn't like anybody. Superman's like in the comic, it's like Batman says, see, the dog doesn't trust her. He's like, Crypto doesn't like anybody.
So why have him around? Why does he got a cape? Why does he exist, TJ? Why? Just why? We never go see again in this movie.
Oh, I'll tell you exactly why. Because he was created in 1960 something when the Comic Codes Authority says you're not allowed to have adult stuff for kid stuff, so you have to make everything silly and stupid. And the dog actually makes a plot point hit harder home, because at this point, the only connection he has to home of living thing is this stupid dog.
That's fine. Sure.
So, yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of a jerk to Kara, and she just storms away from, because they essentially send her to her room.
Yeah. Yeah. They treat her like a child.
Yeah, and they do throughout this whole movie.
Yep. It's like two stepdads arguing on how to raise this child.
Uh-huh. And then Mom eventually shows up.
Damn, this movie does have great things I like about it, too, so I can't just hate shit on this movie.
So she goes and she's, like, in Superman's zoo, essentially, and Batman comes up to her and says, all right, explain it to me again. Of everything. And so we get a flashback of how her parents put her in the spaceship. It's, a flashback to Krypton. Krypton exploded, and then she doesn't remember anything after the explosion that happened. And Batman's suspicious of her because she doesn't remember things, like she doesn't remember her own mother's name. And, for some reason, the writers have a fascination with Batman needing to know what their parents' names are.
It's a Martha.
Yeah, that's all I can think of when they brought that up. I was like, okay. But yeah, so she's having memory issues and stuff like that. And then, so we get the little flashback of that. And then we cut over to Apocalypse, where we're introduced to the Furies.
Yes!
And granny goodness, you seem to be interested in this part. Tell me what happens.
I was interested in this part. Then I'm not going to say what happens. You can say it, but I like the idea of this shit, TJ. I like to see this in the movie, that's all. In proper live action.
So now what happens in this part with the Furies? We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, it's blood. We see Granny Goodness training a newcomer. What's her name?
I don't know. She's
cannon fodder, whatever her name
cannon
is.
fodder,
Yeah.
exactly. That's all she's there for.
We got a new trainee coming in to replace Barda.
Big Barda. She was the head of Darkseid's Royal Guard or whatever they're called.
Yeah, but she defected, and now they got to fill that spot in. So we got a new trainee coming in, proving herself. But lo and behold, she's got to train against or pass the last test, and she's got to fight the other 3 Furies, 3 or 4.
There's 4.
4 total.
Yep.
Okay, and she gets her ass whooped royally, like so bad she dies in a puddle of blood.
Yeah,
and it's beautiful and glorious.
Yeah, they murder her.
Yeah, but like they unlike this, they fight coordinately, and they it's just good. It's like
they're trained.
Choreographed. Yeah,
and it actually makes Big Barda's appearance later more impactful because he trained him.
Yes, and like, damn, it's good. It's just it's just well shot. Watch it. It's good.
And then we get we cut over to Themyscira, which this was a scene added.
No, well, first they gotta say, is this where he brings up the girl on Earth or no?
Oh yeah, okay. So Darkseid comes in and says, that girl, I'm disappointed that you chose that one. And Granny Goodness said, she had so much potential, now she's dead. He's like, okay, so the girl crashes on Earth, go get her. I want her to be my royal guard, the head of my royal guard. And this is kind of my big problem with the entire story.
Yeah.
Why do you want her?
Yeah, it's like I know. Okay,
this isn't the movie problem. This is just a story problem from the comics.
Yeah.
It's like, what's going on? Why her? Because
right?
Do you know? How do you know of her? Do you know she's Kryptonian?
The same issue, like, do you know she's related to Clark or Kal-El? Do you just
no.
like, hey, how'd you know about it? And like, what's going on?
And another thing, Andre Braugher is Darkseid.
Yes,
he was the original voice in Darkseid. But he is so monotone in this role. I don't feel it had the impact at all. I felt like he was just reading lines.
Yeah, it was very distracting. At first, his voice is recognizable. Like, who is this? And then you just hear the delivery, like you said. It's like, this is taking me out of the movie a little bit.
Yeah, so that was a problem with it, too.
You know what's funny about that? Because Granny Goodness is voiced by Ed Asner, so you think that'd be the one distracting you. No, it's Darkseid. Yeah. It's like, that's weird.
No, and know what's even funnier? Granny Goodness is almost portrayed as trans in this one.
Yeah.
Which I always thought she was like an old lady. So
same.
Maybe she isn't. But I haven't really looked into her biography to know.
Yeah, so like I liked her a lot, her character portrayal in this. But yeah, Darkseid's voice was just distracting.
And Ed Asner did a good job with it.
Yeah.
But Darkseid did not, and I was surprised how bad he was.
Yeah, it's like, this is very underwhelming.
Yeah. Because actually the voice cast does a very good job. Except when they say Kara.
Yes, Kara. And I'm not gonna lie, it's like the only apocalypse scene I like in the movie. The rest of it, I just did not care for.
Yeah. All right.
We'll get to that.
Then
we get to.
Then we cut to Themyscira, and all right, I'm not gonna go into detail here, but just know this is a character named Harbinger who was taken in by Wonder Woman at some point in the comic lore. Obviously, this is a movie, so they don't have the lead in for this and stuff like that. But that's all you need to know about that.
Okay.
So she's an important character, essentially, to be killed off. Anyway.
Spoiler alert.
So she's having a vision. She's having a vision of Superman holding Supergirl or Kara's dead corpse. It's actually like a classic, iconic scene from Crisis of Infinite Earth.
Oh, okay.
That scene, that's like a harken to that, like. Because in Crisis of Infinite Earth, Supergirl dies, and it's just Superman holding her and screaming. It's kind of an iconic scene.
Oh wow!
So actually, if you should probably look it up just to get just to see it, because how it harkens to it.
Yeah.
But so Harbinger's having this decision, and this was added to the movie, and I think it was a welcome addition too, because they just show up in the comics later. The Amazons.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know they were in it until they just showed up.
Okay.
Like, so yeah, this is just a little bit of foreshadowing why they're coming and stuff like that.
That's fair. It's executed well.
Yeah.
And I see the picture you're talking about. I've seen that before, yes.
Yeah, so it's like that iconic scene they're harking back into.
I love that art style. Gotta miss that art style.
And then we cut to Clark out with Kara, and we get a little shopping montage.
Because it's a montage. Yeah.
So
he's just,
Actually, I thought this was in addition to the movie too, from the comic, which I thought was because it shows him bonding with Kara,
yes,
and talking and stuff. And sure, they actually just cut from the fortress to Clark and Kara going in the park in the comic, cutting out these middle parts, or after the apocalypse scene, that was in there. But, so they don't really show them getting to know. So things are going a little too fast in the comics, I thought.
Yeah.
But this is like expending the showing her shopping and enjoying herself and stuff like that. Her and Clark getting along and stuff.
Yeah, this is very well done. He's fatherly in this, like a big brotherly, like just.
Yeah. There's a one point where they're shopping and two boys are checking out Kara's ass.
Yeah.
And he just steps in front of them and glares at them and they run away.
I love it.
And then they're talking and I love that Kara calls Batman grumpy ass. But yeah, they're just talking and walking through the park, enjoying their day, and then they're attacked.
By who?
By who? I don't know. Who is working with her?
I thought it was the same chick.
Oh yeah, it's because they call her a different name in this. Lila, and she's I think she's Harbinger, right? I'm not making that up.
I guess.
Yeah. So Harbinger and Wonder Woman are attacking Superman and Kara, Clark and Kara, and we're like, what? Why?
At first, I thought it was the Furies attacking them.
Yeah, because that was the intention. Because he said, "Here comes the Furies," but no, we're not. This is a surprise. And Wonder Woman's here. We're taking Kara to Themyscira because she needs to be trained to control her powers. And then Batman shows up and is like, and Clark's like, yeah, you're gonna have to go through me to do this. And then Batman shows up and it's like, yeah, we need to go for reasons we haven't discussed yet. And this part bothered me. Why didn't you just go to Clark in the first place?
Because it's Batman. He's an asshole like that.
Yeah, I know. He wanted to test to see what she would do and stuff like that. But you could have just went to Clark and say, hey, look, there's this danger here. And also, she's kind of needs to control her powers. Maybe Themyscira is the best place for her. You didn't need to go and fucking kidnap the girl.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a little messed up.
And honestly. I get he probably didn't want, because he saw Superman bonding too much with her and trusting too much. He's like, don't want to compromise that. So, but they don't portray that, obviously. But no.
It's just it's pretty much goes out the same way in the comics too. It's I didn't like it. It was like, this is a lot of the problems that they're having right now can be solved through talking to each other.
Yeah.
And stop being aggressively stupid.
Yes. Aggressively stupid. Yes.
And and it's not just Batman. Batman and Superman are sniping each other. And once Wonder Woman gets in the fray, now they're all kind of sniping at each other.
But I like it though, because I like these characters.
It's like three parents trying to look out for this kid. I like it too.
Yep.
And one thing they actually cut from the movie, which I like in the comics, spoilers: Supergirl gets kidnapped and taken to Apocalypse. But Superman said, yeah. Superman says in that, I'm going to Apocalypse, and Batman's like, all right, we can't just rush in. Let's think about this for a moment. He turns to him and says, what if this was Jason Todd or Donna Troy? Both were murdered already.
Yeah.
So he brings up the dead kids that they lost in an asshole move.
I kind of like that, though.
So, I mean, it's good storytelling, but I also like it because it's just so un-Superman-like.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, there's something you wouldn't say, but yeah.
It's just it's so mean from three people who are supposed to be like the best of us, essentially.
Exactly.
And they're just so like, and I get it's all in the name of protecting Kara, but at the same time, she can take care of herself too.
Exactly, she's capable. Give her a choice. She's give her a free will choice. Yeah. But yeah, they learned that, I guess. That's the movie's thing.
That's kind of the arc of the story.
Yeah,
right?
It's like what you think they were already knowing that by now. Whatever.
So we cut over to months later now to Themyscira.
Yeah, but they don't say it. They don't show you that. They just say it.
They don't show you that. And again, when Wonder Woman comes in and saying we're taking Kara, holding her by the throat, and essentially that's where the comic ends. And then the next one picks up months later. So we needed title cards, or like I said, you know what even would have helped if they had like commercial fade-ins and outs.
Just cross dissolves. That's what they're made for time showing. Like just a slow cross dissolve. Oh, okay, time change. That's it.
It was lacking, but you know,
not the worst thing about the movie. It's just the thing.
I mean,
honestly, I don't think there's anything atrocious about this movie.
It's a straight to DVD animated movie. It's actually pretty quality for what it is.
Exactly.
So can't complain too much about it.
Yeah.
So on Themyscira,
I want to die on this island so badly, TJ. It's just a place I want to go and die on. I would just love to be there.
Well, men aren't allowed.
I know. It just seems like heaven.
Anyway, so Kara's been trained by the Amazons the last couple of months, and there's a sparring duel with Artemis here, and Artemis kicks Kara's ass hand to hand because this is hand to hand. This isn't straight power levels, you know.
Yes. Does Superman have any? I was going to ask this before. Does Superman have combat skills like that, or does he solely rely on being overpowered?
It depends. There's sometimes some storylines, like, I don't really know its continuity anymore because it's been really, like, early on and stuff, he's brute force, but there are times where has gotten his ass kicked, like, hand to hand, and has gone to people like Batman and stuff, like, and asked to be trained and stuff like that.
Okay, because I would love to see that as an arc too, because I feel he's just not competent in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, right now in continuity, he's a seasoned fighter and knows what he's doing. Like, but there are story arcs where early Batman's just pure brute force.
Yeah.
And that's why he loses sometimes, because he doesn't have any fighting technicals.
Which makes total sense.
So,
okay.
But yeah, sometimes he does. It really depends on the story.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, Artemis beats Kara, and she's like, well, you lose, and she's going to go down and hit her with the sword, and then Superman just grabs her by the throat and stops her.
So
they were like, this is a training exercise. What are you doing? The swords in the comics, they even go as far as the swords are fake. They break on impact.
Exactly. And even if it was a real sword, she's a Kryptonian.
She's not gonna. And the Amazon's not gonna kill the training.
It's like, bro, calm down, you moron. Sorry.
So they're there because of Harbinger's visions of Kara dying, essentially, and you know, as they're sniping each other, Wonder Woman's like, the visions are getting worse, so the attacks are imminent. And as they're talking, a boom tube opens, and an army of Doomsdays walk out.
No.
I
mean, yes, but you forgot that Kara leaves them because they snip at her.
Well, yeah, she's
so
like,
they gotta separate before this happens.
Yeah, she says to them, I can take care of myself. And stop talking to me like I'm not here. And I'll choose where I want to go. Because Superman's saying, I'm taking her home with me. And Wonder Woman's like, no, you're not. And she's like, I could make my own decision. She walks away with a friend. They have a moment showing that they're friends. And she's like, I'm going to go for a swim. And Harbinger's like, that's where my vision is. Don't do that. But she can't tell her. So she just follows her. And then the Doomsday army shows up.
You think she would say that, though, right?
Yeah, but...
Like, you think, hey, my vision, you die in water. Stay away from water.
That's why I hate time travel.
Yeah, it's like,
can you tell her? You're told maybe you shouldn't tell her to stop it, because if you tell her, then maybe it comes true now, but if you don't tell her, maybe you can stop it in some other way.
Just having the vision in general compromises the thing, essentially, or puts it on track to do the thing, or, you get what I'm saying? Like, her vision put it on track to happen,
I know, that's why I hate prophecy stories.
Yeah, same.
It's just, that's an overall problem with those kinds of stories.
Yeah,
so it's just like, whatever.
Yeah, it's like, that's
stupid.
Yeah. It's like the word fallacy, right?
Huh?
It's a fallacy, a logical fallacy. What's the word? Fallacy? Something fallacy. Whatever.
I mean, it depends. But anyway, Army of Doomsdays.
Yes.
So,
like, why?
That's something. Apparently...
like, why do this without explaining how?
They do explain it.
In the movie?
Yes.
How he got Doomsday?
Yeah, Lex. In the last movie, Lex gave it to him.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no. Lex Luthor. Because in the movie, he had wasn't Doom's didn't he? Lex had a deal with Darkseid in the last movie.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Did he? Was I here for this, TJ?
Did he?
No, this is our first time. This is our first time dealing with Darkseid, I believe. Right? Unless I don't think
it's the first time we've dealt with Darkseid. No, I think he was in the last movie.
No, he wasn't. Was he? What was the last one? What's the last one? Hold on. What's the last one?
Public Enemies.
No, it was.
Yeah, the meteor was coming. It was because of Darkseid.
No. Yeah, really?
Oh.
I don't think that's the case. I remember the meteor coming. Oh, that's the one with the kid, right? The big Tokyo robot thing that happened. That's the movie. So different. I hate that movie so much. I don't remember. Let's get stuff. He was threatened with coming kryptonite meteor strike. It was a kryptonite meteor.
Yeah, I know.
That was coming to strike.
And I think it was revealed at one point that Luthor was. I don't know where I got that from. I know it's from somewhere though.
Then where does Doomsday fit in then with that storyline?
Darkseid. Lex had the Doomsday's corpse.
No, that's the dumbass. No.
Was that all the way back in Superman Doomsday?
The 2007 one?
Yeah.
when LexCorp accidentally unleashes the body. I remember them, doing that. I remember that happening.
I know that Lex ends up with the body.
Does he?
Yeah, and he gives it to Darkseid. And Darkseid, yeah, because they were in a soft alliance to take out Superman.
When the did that happen?
I don't remember, but he gives him the body, because it's all through exposition. We're never shown any of it.
Oh, no wonder I don't remember it then.
Yeah, it's all through exposition. We're not shown any of it. But he gives him the body, and he clones Darkseid, but he can't,
Clones Darkseid or Doomsday?
Doomsday, I'm sorry. He clones Doomsday, but he can't, make a new full form Doomsday. So these are lesser, non-living Doomsdays. Because that's the only way he can make an army of them. So they're strong like Doomsday, but they're not like Superman strong.
I'll take your word on it, because I truly don't remember this. And that's the case, I believe you. And that answers the question, because I was just dumbfounded, why, how this happened, and why Doomsday? They're adding it just to add it for fan service?
No.
Okay.
I know there was the explanation, because I pulled it right as you asked me.
You're probably right, because I just don't remember that. And I have a bad memory, so.
Yeah. That's how I remember it anyway. Take that for what it is.
I take it, because if it's like I said, if it's exposition, that's out of my head, because it's not important to me.
Yeah, no, I know it was definitely exposition somewhere. I just don't know where.
Okay. So that explains how he got copies of Doomsday.
Yes.
Okay, so I thought it was he just brought Doomsday for fan service.
No, it wasn't fan service. There was a reason behind it.
Okay.
Because I literally just did it, and I didn't just pull that out of my ass.
No. I believe you.
But yeah, so this army of Doomsdays come up, and they're kind of. It's the Amazon army versus the Doomsday, with Batman with a battle axe and Superman and Wonder Woman. But Kara's not there.
Honestly, the battle axe kind of made me eye roll. Of course.
Why?
It's just of course, it's for the it just that felt like that. But the Doomsday reveal that I just couldn't put two and two together felt like fan service, and the Batman thing this all just feels like just for the fans. It's sure.
Is that a bad thing though?
For my cynical ass, yes. This movie felt like a great movie for a teenage boy. And that sequence right here is yep. If I was a teenager, I would eat this up.
The battle axe is right out of comics.
Yeah.
From what I read, everyone really liked this part too.
It just didn't do it for me. It was cool.
It shows that, everyone always thinks of Batman as a guy with gadgets and tech and detective and stuff. They also forget he's a trained martial artist with able to use weapons and stuff.
Yeah, he just chooses not to.
Yeah, because he doesn't kill.
Yeah.
And these things aren't alive. So.
But does he know they're going in though? Come on.
No, he doesn't know that going in, but it's also Doomsday, so
Yeah. No, I trust me. I get it.
And they do realize a little later when they start stabbing the Doomsday.
Yeah. After they start hacking and chopping, having fun. They're not alive. Cool.
The Amazons find out, and the Amazons have no hesitation in killing anybody.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
So, anyway, so the attack happens and stuff, and eventually it gets to the point where Superman just gets pissed off, and he's like, these things aren't freaking alive. Guess what? And he uses super heat ray vision and just disintegrates every Doomsday.
See, that was I was thinking to myself, not to open with that, but to open with that next time.
Well, the problem with that is he's Superman, and if these things are alive, he's not going to kill them because he doesn't do that.
But it's Doomsday, and it's thing notoriously killed him before. So not today, guys, not today.
But the thing is, I would agree if he was Batman, but that's just not Superman. It goes against who he is. If Superman can just willy-nilly kill any monster that comes across them. That goes against there's this whole stories where Superman is defending giant monsters attacking cities because it's scared and hurt.
Yeah, I get that.
It just goes against Superman's character to just murder a bunch of people for no reason.
Maybe my thing in these movies is I just find myself more and more not being a superhero. I'm not a good guy apparently. Because at a certain point, I'm just killing my villains. I'm not doing this shit. I'm just no. That's all. That's why God they gave me powers. That's why I can't be a person like that.
Yeah, you would definitely be a villain.
Yeah, but not in a mean way. I wouldn't be sadistic.
No, you would be like the Crow.
Don't call me the Crow, TJ.
What? You just you murder. You'd be like a true vigilante.
No, I don't want to be a vigilante.
Oh, okay.
Either.
How about Punisher?
I like the Punisher a lot.
That's more your style. you're gonna kill them if they get in your way.
Yeah, because I'm not going to go put effort to chase him down. Although he puts effort to chase people down, though, doesn't he?
Well, that's true. He does put effort to chase him down, but he won't hesitate to kill his villains.
Yeah. I'm not going to hold any punches.
His villains stay alive because they're just hard to kill.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so they take care of the Doomsday Army, and they see Kara in the water, dead. They pick it up, but no, it's not Kara.
Oh, did you say Batman went off because he figured it out?
Oh, no, yeah. Batman's like, wait, this is a distraction, and he runs off, but it's too late. Why he left the corpse lying in the water for Superman to come over and pick it up, I'm not sure.
So I think he knew it wasn't
true.
I don't know. Maybe he must have been just. This is Batman. He's dramatic.
If he knew it wasn't Kara, he was like, "Don't worry, it's not Harbinger, but it's still dead Amazon here." Like Superman approached it thinking, "Oh no, this is Kara. This is definitely because this happened in the comic. This is definitely viewer, look, she's dead.
Yeah,
this is what this is."
I know
because they purposely. Picked another blonde who looks similar to Kara to be the sacrificial goat here.
Oh man!
Like there are some tropes in this, but you have to understand this is also a superhero movie based off in 2010, based off a comic book in 2005. So these tropes are like they're kind of common in this era.
Oh yes, that's why they're truly in a fault for that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, as I said earlier, Kara was kidnapped, and we're going to Apocalypse. But how are we going to get there? We're going to go to the suburbs.
Wait, what? I missed something?
Yeah. But before that, we cut over to Apocalypse, where Granny Goodness throws Kara into a cell, and then Darkseid comes in and says, "You're going to be mine." This was added for the movie, and what happens later still doesn't make any sense. This is like there to explain what happens to Kara later.
And how she like heel turns it.
Yeah.
Turn heel.
But this doesn't explain anything, and in the comics, they don't explain what Apocalypse does and how he manipulated her or anything.
Yeah, the yada yada.
It's like they just yada yada. Look, she's bad now. Like, huh? Okay.
And they do say in this, mind control and blah blah blah. Like, show us that.
Yeah, they got doctors and magic and all kinds of things that can get into your head, and they do. He does, but it's like. You didn't show any of that, okay? Right. But they didn't do it in the comic either, so it was very strange how they just yada yada over it.
It's like, and it was such a throwaway line in the movie. Like, if you missed it, you really like, I didn't get it. So that's funny.
Anyway, we go to the suburbs where everyone's looking at Superman and Wonder Woman knocking on some door. Like the neighbors are being all nosy and stuff.
That's cool.
And Big Barda answers the door.
Uh-oh.
No, it's just, we've never discussed Big Barda before.
No.
All right, so Big Barda was a Fury under Darkseid's thing, and she fell in love with Scott Free, Mr. Miracle, who was...
I had to Google all this yesterday, too. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah, I had to Google most, like, because she showed the costume, like, who the is that? First, I Googled her, and I saw a picture of her and the guy together, and then I saw the costume, like, okay, who's this guy then? And it's like, oh, okay. But you could talk about it. Okay,
I mean... This is the part I was regretting most because I knew I had to explain all this.
Yeah. You're good.
So she worked for Apocalypse, but
she's 7 foot tall, TJ.
Yeah, I know. She's huge.
God.
There's actually a comic book, an infamous comic book, where they were both mind controlled to almost doing a porn movie together. Her and Superman.
Well, that's terrible. But I need a tall lady in my life like that. 7 foot, Jesus.
Okay.
Sorry.
But so she fell in love with Scott Free, who is, if I remember correctly, he's the son of the New Genesis's, I don't remember his name, leader. He's the good guys of the New Gods.
Yeah.
And during the war, they actually exchanged children, Darkseid and the head of New Genesis, for a peace deal. Scott Free got given the Darkseid, and New Genesis got Darkseid's son Orion, I believe. Is that in this movie? Kind of.
What?
That's the switching of the babies
in this.
Yeah, I seen that animated somewhere.
I don't think so.
I actually do think it's in this movie somewhere. Anyway, so Barda fell in love with Scott Free, and the two escaped together because Scott Free, because he grew up on Apocalypse, became like the world's greatest escape artist. In fact, he's like a magician on Earth. That's his profession, as a famous escape artist and stuff like that. He's like a Houdini type person. That's all the background we really need for that. Anyway, they're going to her because in order to get the Apocalypse, they need a boom tube, which is a device that creates portals. It's the only way to get to Apokolips. Big Barda has one because she used to work for Darkseid, and she's like, okay, fine, I'll take you there, but I'm coming with you because I hate them too. Blah, blah, blah. That's all you need to know over that.
Yes.
And so we go to Apokolips, and we get a dragon tank show up.
Yeah, that's where I mentally checked out. Like, that looks ridiculous.
Well, the dragon tanks were added for the movie. I guess they needed another fight scene.
Yeah, that's truly where I was like, I'm not a teenage boy anymore. I don't care about this.
Yeah, So, they fight the tanks, they blow them up, and then they split into 3 groups. Wonder Woman and Barda go one way, Batman goes another way. He also took some of Mr. Miracle's equipment to get around and stuff.
I was really angry.
Why?
Just seeing Batman do that shit. Like, man, just
do what?
Just wearing that suit. I was like
he has no powers.
Why does he exist? I hate him.
He has no powers. Everyone else does it. Because he's the only one that can do the thing later.
I know.
That's why he exists.
I know.
And then, so the 3 split up. Wonder Woman and Barda go, and they end up fighting against the Furies.
Because girls have to fight girls.
No, that's not why they did that.
From a storyline. I mean, from artistic viewpoint, yes.
No, there was a narrative reason why they went and fight the Furies.
I know. But it just always happens this way, TJ. Why couldn't Superman go in there too?
Because most of the strong bad guys in Apokolips are apparently women.
I know.
All the other ones are no-name guards that no one gives a crap about.
Yeah, what they call
the guards?
Yeah, they're looking at the insects from the movies, the insect creatures from the DC movies.
Insect movies. I don't know what you're talking about.
And the Justice Leagues and those movies, there's the insect cannon fodder creatures.
Oh, the parademons?
Yeah, yes, that's the word. They kind of look like them.
Well, there are parademons in Apokolips doing things. They were like driving the tanks and stuff.
Yes, what they look like, yeah.
So yeah, the guards are kind of have armor like them. But yeah, so Wonder Woman and Barda fight the Furies and Granny Goodness. Batman gets relegated to fighting giant dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Superman he's going to Darkseid's fortress where a bunch of robots try to beat him up, but he just explodes them.
Because he's Superman.
Then, there's a giant fight scene between Barda and Wonder Woman and the Furies, interspliced with Superman stuff, interspliced with Batman stuff. So there's 3 different things happening at once here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to go down the line of each one and essentially here instead of cutting back and forth. So Wonder Woman and Barda are fighting the Furies. The Furies, like any story, go through the climax where they're about to lose, but no, they turn it around and now they're winning again and they end up beating up all the Furies. So, they're in there. Batman has a chase scene with the dogs.
Yep.
And then he drops like rocks on top of them, and then he goes and he finds bombs which are called hell spores, which apparently can blow up planets. But as he's there, he gets eaten by a dog.
Yes.
And then he breaks out of the dogs and steals some guard's armor. And we'll come back to him. Meanwhile, Superman goes to Darkseid's Sting, and as he's like, I'm taking Kara back, and she's like, and Darkseid's like, she can leave whenever she wants. And he's like, fine, I'm taking her, and I'm going back for you. And then Kara's like, you didn't hear him. I can leave whenever I want. I'm staying. And then these 2 fight. And this fight seems kind of lackluster. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah.
And honestly, they say in the movie and in the comic that Kara is probably stronger than Superman.
Yes.
But they don't show that here.
Never do.
No. In the comic, they do, though.
Really?
In the comic, the Supergirl fight, or Superman Evil Kara fight is longer, and they're fighting in the fire, and Superman's losing, and he has to resort to using kryptonite to actually knock Kara out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wish we gotten that.
No, but they do make up for it later, which we'll get to. So, yeah, he beats... While they're fighting, Batman comes in and says, hey, Darkseid, you're gonna stop doing all this. And he's like, no, I'm not. And Batman's like, I activated all your bombs, and it's gonna destroy Apokolips if you don't. He's like, you can't do that. And then... Yeah, I decrypted all the encryptions, and now you don't know what they are. So if you don't stop, I'm gonna blow up your planet. And Darkseid's like, haha, I like humans because they kill each other, and you're the only one to do it because the other 2 wouldn't resort to blowing up a planet. Which he's not wrong.
Yeah,
Batman's the only one that would blow up a planet,
and I respect that, I guess. Even though I was railing against Batman the whole time this whole movie.
And Darkseid say, well played. All right, I won't come after Kara anymore. It's important to remember that.
Yes, remember that phrasing, that wording on that, guys.
Yep. All right, so Darkseid's like, okay. And then everyone shows up and it's like, haha, we beat all your guys. And he's like, fine. Go deactivate the bombs and get off my planet. I won't come after the girl anymore. And then they go home.
Yeah, so that was like, what?
End the movie.
Pretty much. Just like, that was dumb.
But so this is where this whole ending's kind of changed from the comic.
Okay.
Like the order of things. So I'm not going to really discuss how the order is. I'm going to go for the order from this.
Okay.
Because it's just easier for me. But they wake up, Supergirl, or Kara wakes up on,
Thalia? Whatever it's called?
Themyscira.
That's it.
Yeah, she wakes up in Themyscira, and I think she wakes up in the fortress in the comics, and then they end up going to Themyscira later. It was condensed here. It was better, actually. And so, she goes to Harbinger Lila's grave and says goodbye, and Clark says, hey, I got a place that you can go and just be yourself if you don't want to be a hero, because that was kind of her thing. I don't want to be anyone's champion. They look at you as a champion here, and I don't want that for myself. And so he takes her to Smallville.
Oh, wow. No way.
And this was a cool scene. You have to admit, you didn't see this coming.
What, the Smallville thing?
As they're going up to the front door.
Oh, God, no. No one sees this coming.
This was kind of amazing. So... So he's taking Kara to meet his parents and stuff like that, and they go up to the front door, and the front door explodes, and Darkseid punches Superman across the yard.
It's so goddamn good.
It was such a good moment.
It really is.
So this is where things dramatically take a change from the comic, because immediately after the punch in the comic, Darkseid shoots his eye rays at Superman, and Kara jumps in front of it and is turned to dust.
Wow.
Dead.
Jesus. Wow.
This pisses off Superman so much. He flies, he beats the crap out of Darkseid, flies him up to the sun, and starts kicking the crap, and goes so fast to a portal, and he throws him and pushes him into something called the Source Wall. Source Wall is at the end of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Anyone who has ever tried to go across it is trapped in there for eternity, and puts him there, locks him away forever.
TJ, I'd rather have had that. I'd rather have had that so much.
Cool, right?
Yes. Oh my God, yes, TJ.
This is where it gets ruined.
Yes, TJ, I want that.
This is how they ruin it. Kara's not dead. Wonder Woman was watching from the tower and teleported her out before it happened. So they wanted to make him think that she's dead. Not as good now, is it?
This is why you can't get invested in shit, TJ. This is why you can't read things over a period of time or watch a show. This is why people binge watch shit and so they get pissed off. They can't be like, man, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, so it was within
again. You can't communicate that, so it's come on, whatever. What?
I mean, it would have been ridiculous if they killed her off the moment they,
of course,
reintroduced her. But that would have been a cool moment,
Yeah,
just killing her off. But no, they ruined it with the stupid transport and thing, which makes no sense. It's like you put them in the Source Wall anyway.
Exactly.
And then later on, he introduces her to all the heroes under. Superman says, "Yeah, you only all get together when there's a funeral." And I figured, hey, here, meet Supergirl. She's not actually dead.
Stop it.
It's what to happen.
Stop it.
It was kind of a bullshit ending. I kind of like the movie's ending better. I'm not gonna lie.
I wish there was a fly on the wall in that meeting and the pitch meeting and how they would have done that while right in the front of comics. But Jesus, man. But
because in the comic, Darkseid punches. In the movie, Darkseid punches Superman. Mm-hmm. And they get into a quick little fight, and then Darkseid kicks the crap out of Superman.
Yeah. Real
quick. And then we get a long fight between Kara and Darkseid, giving Kara her moment, which she did not get in the comic at all.
Yeah, so this is fair. This is justified. This is good.
Yeah, to kick Darkseid's ass. Of course she loses because he's still Darkseid. And then Superman's got to come down and, and then take over the fight and stuff. But, she gets the boom too, and Superman knocks him through it, and she reprogrammed it so that he would be in deep space and freezes.
Love it.
Yeah, it was a much better ending. And then we
yeah, they don't, I guess, fridge her, I guess. That's good. Is that the term? They did it kind of in the comic?
It would have been infringing if she would have been dead.
Yeah, they would have stuck with it, yeah.
They teleported her to the fortress, which was stupid.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, they wanted that shock moment that she was dead and that Superman's so pissed. Which they show in the comic, the fight, that he's so pissed that Darkseid did this. But he knows she's still alive.
So he knows she's alive?
Yes!
So he knew about the whole thing the whole time?
Yeah, this was his plan.
That's so fucking dumb.
Uh-huh. That's why I really grew an appreciation with the movie too, because the movie actually delivered on a solidly good ending.
Oh yeah, that is great.
And then so after the Darkseid's taken care of, he goes back to Themyscira and he says, "Let me introduce you to Supergirl." Essentially,
Oh, hold on, you forgot Mom and Pa showing up.
It was just a comedy scene.
Yeah, but they come back to the ruined house. It's adorable. And Pa Kent's still alive. Like what? He's still alive.
And some continuities he is.
Yeah,
it depends on the continuity. So yeah. During the fight with Darkseid, the Kent farm is utterly destroyed.
Yes.
And then Mom and Pa Kent come home and they're like just looking around and their barns is on fire, their house falls apart. And Kara runs up and says, "Hi, I'm your niece." And they're like, "What the hell is happening here?" And Clark's like, "I can rebuild it." And
I genuinely like that.
And Kara's like, "Yeah, I can help." There was a few funny moments in this movie, honestly. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And so but then they go to Themyscira and Clark reintroduces Kara to the Amazons, not all of heroes like he did in the comic. And says, because these people know who she is, it makes sense. And look, she's wearing a Superman. She's like, "I don't know if I deserve this, but I'm going to try to earn it." And Superman and Supergirl fly off, and she's very playful, and the movie ends.
No, you forgot about Batman giving her like the little like.
Oh right,
you did good, girl. You did good. You did good, kid.
No,
that's touching. No, but like he gives her that look, like that's really touching.
No, I'm gonna explain what actually happened. That's not what happened.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, explain it.
So she walks up to Batman and she says, "My mother's name was Allure. She remembered her mother's name, thus showing that she can be trusted. It was just memory loss, and that she isn't a threat or anything. Mm-hmm. She really is Kara, and that's what her remembering her mother's name will allow Batman to essentially trust her for who she is, and gives her a smile, and then he approves of her now.
It's nice.
It is a nice moment. The whole ending was very feel good. I'm not gonna lie.
It was like damn it.
It left me on a good note, and I really enjoyed coming out enjoying the movie at the end of it.
Okay, but me being a mood killer, I was like, I was judging her outfit. Like, really, her belly's gotta be showing, guys.
Yeah, but
I know.
Kind of the design at the time and stuff like that, and her suit nowadays is much more, modest and stuff like that. It's just,
I know. It's just like come on, guys.
It's comics, This was it's a reintroduction of a character that's been gone for a long time, and I think comic fans would have probably freaked if they changed the outfit too much.
Just cover up her belly? That's all you gotta do is cover the stomach.
Yeah, I know. But I just changed it too much, you know what I mean?
I know.
But, that's why I didn't even... I thought the same thing. It's like, why is she dressed so skimpy? Like, even her evil outfit was very skimpy.
Yes!
And it's like...
God damn it.
Like, and they dressed, and during the shopping montage, they dressed her in a skimpy outfit, too. But I kind of forgave that one because it was like rebelling against dad kind of moment.
Exactly. But yeah, it's just the skimpiness. Like, I get it. It was like, can we get past this phase?
Yeah, and we have, but you have to remember, we're in 2010.
I know. It's just like, I'm gonna keep critiquing it because I've always just like, it's not practical and it's just terrible.
Right.
Unless the character wants, like, if that's the character's motivation, is the character is, sure, why not? But
I can give you a justification for why she doesn't do it. Like, why she has her shirt and stuff so short and stuff.
Why?
Because she gets her powers from the sun's rays, and the rays and more skin exposed, the more she can gather in the rays.
I can't agree with that, because then why is Superman not dressed like that? Why is he not just wearing a Speedo? But
he's also been on the planet for
but she's innately stronger than him. So if anything, she needs less clothing. She's innately stronger than him. You see what I'm saying? So like,
no, she's developing her powers. He said he could possibly be stronger than him.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then the fact when they were fighting in the fire, that is pure energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she was obviously stronger in that aspect too. Like I said, I can give you a reason.
But then I can also counter of like, how about she just dressed normally, and then if there's a fight gets harder, she can slowly strip. Everybody wins in that situation, essentially.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you, honestly. Yeah. I agree it's too skimpy and stuff like that. But you can justify it.
I know you could. I know.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I guess. Anyways, movie ends.
And that's the end of the movie. I really liked it.
I despite all my negativity towards the movie, I thoroughly was okay with it.
No, I'm more than okay. I liked it. The comic made me want me to read more, and the movie made me appreciate the comic more and the storyline more.
I respect that. That's good.
So mine's gonna be way higher than yours. So take your negativity out of the way.
You know, on my app, my paper, I wrote this in my notes. My notes. That's the word. I gave this a 5 out of 10. I'm leaving here with a 5 out of 10. It's a good movie. It's okay.
It's actually higher than I thought you were going to give it.
What do you think? I was gonna give it a 2 or a 1?
I thought you were at a 4.
No, I was railing against it only in the first act because there's a lot of shit I just didn't care for, mostly Batman. But overall, the story is generally good. Like most of the things you were saying, like I did agree with originally, I still agree with. So you didn't say anything so profound that made me go up higher, and there was nothing negative like rewatching wise that made me go lower. So I was like, yeah, it's a solid movie.
Yeah, no, I really liked it. I'm actually at an 8.
Jesus Christ, no.
Yes.
No.
Yep.
You are wrong, sir. Your opinion and how you feel about a certain art piece is wrong. Now, why do you give it 8?
Because, one, it is the most comic accurate movie I ever seen.
Okay.
And just that in itself and what little studio interference is an impressive feat.
Yeah.
In of itself. And the story is just good. Sure, it's yada yada. It's not perfect over some things, but it's forgivable. You know, you don't really need that information to tell this story. You know what I'm saying?
I can agree with that.
Like, the flaws weren't bad enough to really take me out of the movie, and I really came out of it really enjoying the movie.
That's good. Would you watch it again then, like willingly?
Yeah, I would watch this one again.
Okay.
But here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I'm a completionist.
Yes.
And this is a sequel.
Yep.
And I would feel weird watching a sequel and not the first movie. And I didn't really like that first movie.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that would keep me from watching it again.
I wanted to bring something up about that. How this is, my thing of like at the time jumps and shit like that and explaining much. It did feel like being like thrown into like Civil War first and then not watching the rest. It just felt like jarring time wise.
Well, I think that's the problem you're going to have with all these animated movies because these animated movies are based on very popular story arcs.
Yes.
From a continuity of comics over 70 years. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you're always going to probably feel like that.
Yeah, and I know. But it's just, usually I could kind of gel with it, like the world being big and already explored in. But for some reason, this one just felt too much hard for me. That's all.
It's different with the live action movie because the live action movies always feels like they're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
They're starting from the beginning, where these were just jumping into mid continuity with a lot of these stories.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I liked it.
I'm glad you liked it. That's good. I'll never be like, yeah, you're wrong. You're like, yeah, it's your opinion. You're right. I'm not like you, TJ, from harking on someone for liking something that's artistic or hating something.
I've never
all the time, TJ. You call me wrong for my opinions on art. The time we do these dumb reviews.
Let me finish my sentence. I've never knocked on you for something that you liked. I've always knocked you for being too hard on things.
No. Oh, yeah, you do, but you're wrong. You're wrong. Yeah.
I've never once said you're not allowed to like this. I say you're not allowed to hate this a lot of times, but never say you're not.
Hate things though,
because you're too cynical.
Well, I know I am. Sorry, I'm just cynical.
And you bring those biases into your reviews.
I do. I really do. Well, most of them I feel they're justified, though. Like, every bad review I've given, I think it's justified.
Some of them are not justified. You think they're justifiable, but they're not.
No, they're justifiable. They're definitely justified. The ones I'm thinking about right now, like, was it the last
movie, Public Enemies, I agree, wasn't that great of a movie, but it wasn't a 2.
Oh, it was a 2.
It was not a 2.
Because that's the one where they had all the characters, and they had the voice actors there, and did nothing with that. Like, I didn't hear the...
It wasn't a 2.
That was a deal breaker for me. Like, this movie is not worth your time.
That was not a 2.
It was a 2.
That was an average movie.
Nope. This is an average movie. This is whatever.
No, this is not an average movie.
There's Public Enemies and Doomsday were just like, why am I watching this shit?
No.
Are these supposed to be good movies?
It was Public Enemies and Wonder Woman.
That one was bad. Jesus.
Wonder Woman's still the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, for this thing we're doing, yes, that's the worst one, I would probably say. Damn near the worst one.
It's terrible.
How about we end this, TJ?
Well, you're the one that keeps talking.
Yeah,
so.
well, I'm the one that ends this. Bye.